Being a real estate agent can be demanding. Being a mom, now that's even more challenging. Now being a mom in real estate, now that is hard.
Hello everyone, welcome to Moms in Real Estate. My name's Angela Fazio, I'm your host, and I am sitting next to a beautiful lady right here, Kristen Carter. This week we're talking about transplants, and I'm not talking like a heart transplant or a stomach transplant. It's somebody who lived somewhere else, came here, and started a career.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about that because we have some similarities in stories of transplanting. So first, though, I want to thank April Chadwick and Diane Gertis of the Mortgage Advantage, our sponsor, and they are wonderful loan officers, great friends, and they help to make this show possible. So, without further ado, Kristen.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited. She's the only one here because she's that interesting. She is that interesting. I'm not implying that the other people weren't interesting. I'm just saying. So first tell us about your kids before we get into your story.
Okay, so I have three. I have a 14-year-old daughter who's a freshman. Her name's Amber. I have a 12-year-old daughter, Chloe. She's in middle school. And then we have 7-year-old Dean.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about each of them.
So our oldest is, I call her, she's just bold and fearless. Like, that girl can do anything. If she decides to do something, she is all in and she goes for it. So this year she actually joined the freshman football team. And
that's right.
She told us
right.
in the spring that she wanted to play football, and we went, "What? You're gonna do what now?" And she did. So she played spring ball, she played summer ball, and then she actually played on the team this year. They had their last game last night. But it's been really awesome to watch her, and it's her and one other girl. And in the entire football program, there's 100+ players and 2 girls. So that's been pretty fantastic to watch that develop over the season. But she's all in, she's fearless, whatever she decides to do, she just goes for it.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And then Chloe is my second one. She's 12, she's in 7th grade. And she's our little artist. She's kind of a weirdo, and we love that about her. She fully embraces it. She's got this quirky sense of humor. She loves to draw, she loves to dance. She actually just joined Winter Guard, which is the flag flying stuff. So that's our first experience with that. It's gonna be lots of fun. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a good kid. She's so fun. And then little dude he was our surprise. We thought we were done with 2. And surprise,
no, weren't.
We weren't.
No.
But the universe knew that we were gonna need some comedic relief with 2 teenage girls in the house. And that's exactly his role.
Yeah.
So he is he's our stinky little cave boy. He's quirky. He's fun.
That's the quote of the day: "Stinky little cave boy." Right there.
If you know him, you will see it. So
then I have a stinky little cave girl.
So yeah, he's 7 and in 2nd grade, and just keeps us on our toes.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
It's awesome.
And look at these earrings. Right? Now you understand. You'll see. So I'm excited to hear. I want to jump right into the story of the transplant.
Okay.
Because I just felt like after we had that conversation, you're a girl after my own heart, and it was so brave, and I love the story. So tell everybody what happened.
So it's this whole crazy thing that when anybody asks, well, how'd you end up in Arizona? Most people say, oh, there was a job change, or oh, we were relocated, or we have family. We had none of that. We were at my dad's house for dinner one night, and
you lived in?
I lived in California in the Central Valley, so grew up in a little town called Ceres. Lived there our entire lives. My husband went up north for college, just a couple hours away. I was 30 minutes away for college, so we really were in this little bubble of California. I had never been anywhere outside of California aside from Nevada for vacation, like Tahoe. That was about it. So not adventurous, in our bubble, that's where we stayed.
And didn't you and your husband meet in high school?
We did.
Yeah.
We actually met the first day of junior high.
First day of junior high.
Yeah, first day of junior high we met.
That's Heather Oakenshaw last week. Today met in 8th grade or whatever. She was playing her clarinet, and he was all, yeah, that's good. That's the one I want. That clarinet player right there.
That's awesome.
When you learn, when you meet that young.
Yeah.
How old were you when you met?
12.
12.
That's 12. I was the same age as my kids. That's crazy to think about right there. We met in junior high, and he was my first boyfriend, my first kiss, my first heartbreak. broke up with me by note, threw it at me across the room, and
At what age?
13.
Oh yeah, because we all have our stuff together at 13. But
Exactly. Yeah, teenage boys. Awesome. But we stayed friends. We still had the same group of friends. So in high school, we found our way back together and been together since. So
wow, what a beautiful story.
21 years.
That's a beautiful story. That really is.
Totally crazy.
So you're at your dad's house. You're hanging out.
So we were at Dad's house for dinner, Thursday night dinner that we always did, and we had just found out that our daughter's kindergarten was closing. So she was in kindergarten, had just started, not even full.
The middle daughter or
The oldest.
Daughter? Okay.
The oldest was in kinder, so the little one was 2 or 3.
Okay.
So she was gonna have to switch schools for first grade.
Mm-hmm.
And we had been thinking that maybe it was time for a change. Maybe we needed to do something different since she was gonna be switching schools anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to talking and we said, well, why don't we just move? And my sister saw that and she's like, you're gonna do what now? You're gonna leave me? And I was like, well, we'll go somewhere. It'll be fun. It'll be a new adventure. And so we all hopped online and started Googling places. We looked at Oregon, we looked at Nevada, we were checking out Arizona, and none of us had any idea.
How old were you about?
8 years ago, so 26, 27.
So still fairly young.
Yeah.
I mean, really young.
And I mean, the kids were little, so that was
Yeah.
the thing, is we figured they hadn't cemented yet. They didn't have their roots. So if we were going to do it, that was the time. My husband put in for different jobs and places, and there was a place in Arizona hiring. Chase Bank was hiring in Arizona. And so he said, sure, I'll apply there, and put in his application. And my brother-in-law had actually grown up in Gilbert. And he said, well, Gilbert's a nice city. And I was like, I have no idea what that is.
It's called Gilbert.
It's called Gilbert. Like,
Yeah.
like the dude's name, really? So I started looking it up and realized that Gilbert's a pretty awesome place.
Uh-huh.
And this was 8 years ago, so it wasn't even as big as it is now. It was still a lot of farms, a lot of dairies. Queen Creek really wasn't a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was pretty far out there to go to Queen Creek. So we just looked it up and found out that we liked the schools, we liked everything out here. And when he got the call back for the interview, he packed his car and him and my brother-in-law loaded up and came out here. They stayed with friends for a month, found jobs, found us a house, and my sister and I stayed in California and packed everything up, because when we decided to do this, she was like, you're not leaving me, I'm going too. And so her and her husband and baby packed up their house to come with us.
It's crazy. It's so good. And then didn't your
And
parents?
then, I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks before we were set to move, my mom says, yeah, you guys aren't leaving me, I'm coming too.
Wow.
And we had to make room in the moving truck. So my mom found a job, and she loaded up her stuff into the moving truck, and we all came out here. And then the day they were leaving, my teenage brother said, I'll come out and help you guys unpack.
Right.
And he never left.
He never left.
So he's here too. So a few years ago,
What a great story.
Totally crazy.
By the way, this didn't happen in like 6 months. It
No.
happened in
6 weeks.
6 weeks. 6 weeks.
Yeah, from the day that we were sitting down for dinner until the boys loaded up their car to head out here.
That's
6 weeks.
You know why I think that's such a fun story? Because if you talk to somebody who lived in a small town or the same place for a couple generations, and that's just outlandish to think.
Oh, all our family thought we were crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're all still there.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad and my grandparents, my aunts and uncles, all my cousins, they all still live there. And
yeah.
we go visit, but yeah, we got.
And you're glad. You're glad you moved.
We're so glad.
I know,
Yeah,
I know.
we're so
I will tell you that the reason, now it is completely different because I was used to moving around my whole life, but I came to Phoenix because I was in Central Illinois in Bloomington Normal at Wesleyan University. It was hailing. It was pegging my head. I was freezing. I had big hair and I hated it there. And so I walked into the library, skipped class, and there was this huge book of maps. And it was open and there was a sun, this ginormous sun over Phoenix. And I'm like, I'm going there.
Yeah.
I'm going there. And nobody could believe it. Just me. I just said, I'm out of here.
I gotta be warm.
I gotta be warm.
This is nuts.
Trees were exploding. I had showed my daughter a picture of an ice-covered tree because she didn't know what I meant. Like when it explodes, it sounds like a bomb goes off. It was horrible. So I love that you had that fun.
Yeah. Well, we
adventurous
figured
spirit.
if it didn't work out, then we just moved back home.
Right.
So I mean, there was
Right.
nothing to lose. It was everything to gain.
Yes.
And that was the point.
So that fantastic story brought you here.
Yes.
And how, because you've been in the business, how long have you been in the business?
A year.
A year, that's right, just a year. Because you did something else first.
I did. So when we decided to make this move, I had just started doing photography. So kind of as a hobby type thing. And so when we moved out here, we got established, and I started making connections, and then I started a photography business. So I did that for a few years and really enjoyed it.
Yes.
Got really heavily involved in our community and cemented our relationships, and we ended up in Power Ranch, which we totally love.
It's a great community.
It is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place to raise our kids, and we love our neighbors and love everybody there.
So how'd your first year in real estate go?
It's pretty awesome.
Tell us about that.
I am totally loving it. So I joined Melanie Nemit's team, Fostering Relationships, as the dedicated buyer agent.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing really well. I didn't know
Modest. Tell how much you've done.
15 deals. So
That is
it's
remarkable.
I didn't know that was like a big thing until somebody pointed that out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you haven't. It's not been. Has it been a year already or not?
It's been a year.
It's been a year.
Last week.
Last week. So just a year.
Just a
15
year.
homes in your 1st,
Mhm.
and I'm guessing it's because of all the relationships you've been building since you moved here.
It is.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. And part of joining Melanie's team and the whole fostering relationships idea is that she ran her business the same way I ran my business. It's all about making our clients our friends and our family. So we fully embrace them. We love everybody that we work with.
So do you still do photography?
Part-time.
Part-time.
Yeah, part-time. And I was telling Melanie this is my first family fall season that I'm not crazy booking and doing photo sessions every weekend.
Right.
So it's been a little bit of a transition.
And selling houses is just a little more lucrative.
A little bit.
A
A little bit. The starving artist thing was fun, but yeah, selling houses is more fun for my bank account.
Yeah, for sure. And what does your husband do?
My husband's a branch manager for
Okay.
Chase, so he works
Cool.
in banking.
In banking. I've got to say that real estate, I don't know why somebody didn't tell her long ago, hey, you should be in sales. It's so obvious that, well, you were in sales.
I was in sales.
You were in sales.
That's
you
exactly
were just
it.
selling something different.
Yeah, I was selling photography, and then prior to that, my resume is very strange, and I don't think we even got into that.
No, we did not. Tell us. That's
So
too strange.
I used to sell custom furniture
Okay.
for a furniture store. I have sold appliances
Okay.
for Sears. I was a radio personality
Yes.
for a radio station. So I did that. I was a car hop at a fast food place with roller skates.
Oh, cool. That's so cool.
I did that
It
in
is.
college. And with that came dressing up as various characters from the 50s.
Yeah.
So including Marilyn Monroe.
Really?
So that was ridiculously fun and insane.
I twisted balloons.
That's awesome.
I can twist anything.
Did you dress up as a clown or
No.
just? Okay.
No, clowns are terrifying.
That's why I asked.
They're absolutely terrifying. No, yeah, it's fun to have a variety of things. If I look back, I was a waitress for 10 years.
Yeah.
I was a Denver Bronco cheerleader. I was a teacher. I was.
And each
Yeah,
thing
whatever
leads
it
to
is.
something else,
Yes.
and it all builds on it. So
Mhm.
yeah, you take
Yes.
a skill from each job, and you're like, okay, I'll
I'm
steal
gonna use that.
I'll use
That's
that
right.
now.
That's right. I can
So.
see you in roller skates. I can full on side skate. I can side skate all around the rink. I can do it to this day, and I'm 47.
Heck yeah.
I love roller skating.
There you go.
I
I do
had
too.
one of those big, shiny, you're too young, but a shiny jacket with a literal big roller skate on the back. I know some of you are like, I had one of those too. I loved it. That's what you did when you were my age. I mean, my age when you were little. You go to the roller skating
We
rink.
did too. But small town, so
And couple
we didn't
skate.
have much else. Yes.
Really awkwardly.
Absolutely. Hold hands and skate slowly.
All right, so you told me that you got into real estate, and you told me that you came out of photography, but you didn't tell the story of what led you to real estate.
So that whole starving artist thing,
Mhm.
yeah, I loved photography and I love my clients and I love taking pictures, but I actually do need to make money. And running my own business by myself, I got to this point where I was able to sustain,
Mhm.
but I was either going to have to step it up and get a studio, shoot weddings every weekend, or scale back and do something else. So that was really my my breaking point. Was I didn't want to run a studio. I didn't want to employ people and have to be tied to that all the time.
Plus, you don't want to be away from your kids every
Plus,
single...
I didn't, that was exactly it. I knew opening a studio was going to be a big endeavor, and it was going to mean that I had less flexible hours, and it was going to make photography not fun.
Right.
That was the biggest thing, too, is photography is my heart, and it's fun, and I love it, and it's art, and I just didn't want to lose that. So for me, it was I needed to find something else. And so my husband came up with this idea. He's like, well, look into real estate. And I was like, no, I'm not going to be a realtor. What? And kind of molded over and thought about it. And when I decided, okay, this could be something that I want to do, I took Melanie to lunch and I sat down with her.
And you knew how did you meet Melanie? Through photography?
No, through our kids. And
Okay.
through community and through photography, through a little bit of everything. So she's super active in Power Ranch. She's been there for 14 years. Yeah. So our kids are the same grades. Our oldest are both in high school together, and now our little ones are in middle school together.
Yeah.
So we've known each other through that, through Power Ranch, through a lot of things.
So you knew to go to her.
So I knew to go to her because I trusted her opinion, and again, like I said, she ran her business same way I run mine. So it was perfect. I was like, okay, if anybody's going to tell me straight and tell me this is a stupid idea, it'll be Melanie. So I sat down with her and she goes, as soon as I said, so I think I'm going to go to real estate school. What do you think? And she goes, are you kidding? You'd be great at it.
Yeah, super encouraging.
Super encouraging.
Okay,
and
good.
so as we're sitting there talking, she says, well, I'm thinking of growing my business and have been contemplating adding people to my team. So think about that while you go to school. And at the time we met, I had been thinking, I'll take a longer plan. We'll make this, we met in the summertime, we'll make this like a 6-month plan and I'll start the beginning of 2018. So like January. And so the timing was going to be pretty good for that. So I went to school, I did my thing, and as I'm in class, I'm like, this is taking too long. I do not want to be here any longer than I have to.
It's
so
hard.
So I sped up all my classes and I got them done in 6 weeks.
Good.
So I was like, I'm not stretching this out any longer. So I called Melanie and I said, so I'm done and I'm going to get my license. So, and that was when she was like, okay, good. I'm ready to grow my team now. So let's do this.
Perfect timing.
It was,
God is so good that way.
everything was
I'm telling you.
perfect. So we jumped in together and
And it's been wonderful. I'm glad.
It's awesome.
I love to hear those stories. I love to hear people who there's my grandchild.
Aww.
No, you don't see her, but
she's
I
cute.
know she is. She's perfect. When you attack something with so much passion, so much energy, and it just works,
It does.
It's thrilling.
It is. That's exactly
Yeah.
it.
Congratulations.
It's awesome.
That is a good match and a very good success story. Okay, I'm gonna jump all around here.
Okay.
What is it like to literally, like, my husband is my best friend. I wish I knew him all the days of my life. I will know him the rest of the days of my life.
Yeah.
But what is it like to grow up together? Like, to have that
Yeah.
longevity and that growing up together with your husband, that's nuts. I can't even get over it.
I don't know it any other way.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, we've been friends since we were kids. Like, I think the best part is that if he says something, I know where he's coming from with it because we were together during that time. So, I mean, we've been through all the awkward teenage years.
Yeah.
So that was easier. Like, now that we're past all of that, like, we knew each other when we were geeky and
Yeah.
scrawny and acne and all of that, and we have photo proof.
Photo proof.
But it's nice because we know that the other one is there for each other. Like, there's no, when you're walking down that path, as you know, like, there's bumps, there's crap that happens, and you know that you're going to be walking together side by side on the path, and you're not going to be splitting up and going your separate ways up the mountain and dealing with the crap by yourself.
Yep.
So you
Well,
have
that's
that.
intentional though, and you know,
This is
I
true.
have a huge passion for marriage, a huge passion for it, and I've known it bad, and now I know it perfect, right?
Yeah.
And if you both don't make that decision, this is a forever thing, and it means every day we wake up and we make that same decision,
Yeah.
and there is no out. There's this, that's not even an option.
Yeah, and that's
you know?
exactly it for us. It's there's no other way. It's you, me, let's do this.
Yeah.
And that's just how we live.
It's
And that's how
awesome.
and so looking back at everything. I mean, we were together in high school, we went through college together, we've dealt with ups and downs and life and death, and I mean, big moves, job changes, I mean, everything. Yeah. And you just keep going.
Yes.
That's it.
And I'll tell you what's remarkable to me is a woman changes so much in her 20s. The 20-year-old Angela does not resemble the 30-year-old Angela.
Right.
Thanks to God. But to live through that transition with somebody is remarkable. So congratulations. That's you. What a blessing.
Yeah. He's my biggest supporter. I'm his biggest supporter. It's I mean, it's fantastic. Like, he sent me a text message today. You're gonna do awesome. Yeah. So I mean, just having that support and knowing that there's somebody there for you, no matter what you want to do. So like when you're crazy and you want to take a jump and change careers completely, they're there for you.
That's a big decision.
Yeah.
And some people that would freak out.
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
Good. And then let's talk about your kids for a minute. One of the things that you said to me on the phone was you really try hard to have one-on-one intentional time with your kids.
Yeah, well, we both do. So that's a big thing for us is you get lost in the shuffle. I mean, you know, like if you have multiple kids, sometimes it just, you go through your day-to-day and you're here, there, everywhere between meetings and practices and taxi driving and all of that. You sometimes lose sight of the little details. So we find it very important to make sure that we each have time one-on-one with our kids. So whether it's Dad and Dean go off to the Legoland place in Tempe and they go have a day together there, or if I take Chloe and we go out to the riparian and we go on a nature walk.
To where?
Riparian Preserve in Gilbert. You've never been there?
Nope.
Oh, it's awesome. It's right next to the library.
Okay.
Next to the Gilbert Library. There's a lake, there's paths, there's trees. It's beautiful. All right. You would never know it was there.
Oh, thank you for that.
No problem.
Riparian.
The Riparian Preserve. So it's one of our like hangout spots. We'll go and we'll just walk. We'll go and we'll do that and we'll talk. My oldest is a teenage girl, so she's into shopping and the mall and all that terrible stuff. Yeah. So I'll go do that with her because she likes it. Right. But yeah, we just try and really have intentional one-on-one time, and that also means that we have intentional one-on-one with each other. So we try to schedule date nights on the regular. We take vacations without our kids.
No, remember I told you that I'm a huge proponent for marriage. You gotta take the word try out of your vocabulary, not try to have dates.
Oh no, we do.
Yes.
We do. We schedule them. They are on the calendar, scheduled, and we go. Good. So I say try as in we try to have them more often than once a month. So we want like twice a month or 3 times a month. Some months it doesn't work and we only get one, but
I'll tell you what, we have 6 kids. 3 of them are still at home, and we have multiple dates every week.
That's awesome.
Every week.
Yeah.
And everyone's different. I'm not saying that's the rule or that's the way it needs to be, but what we've observed, because we have such a variety, everyone has variety in their kids, everyone does, but such a variety of even backgrounds, because 2 were from his first marriage, 1 was from mine. We have 1 together and we adopted 2. Okay. But here's what I've seen the same about each of the kids, no matter their background or whatever, the security they have because they know mom and dad put each other first. Yeah. Is so deep and so amazing that are you guys going on a date? Like, good. Because they know the abiding relationship, and that makes them feel secure and safe.
Absolutely. And then we can't get like an actual official date. We go take walks. Like we'll go walk the dog together without the kids.
That's a date.
Oh, that's
by
a
the
date.
way. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly it. It doesn't have to be like an actual production, like going out to dinner and out to the movies and stuff like that. For us, it's just intentional time together. So if that means we go make a Circle K run and we go get rock stars for 10 minutes without the kids, some days that's all we get.
That's enough though, because it's intentional and you guys are doing that together. I love that. I love that so much. Okay, so there are probably lots of people, and the reason why it's Transplants is just it was a great story. But you also obviously had to start from scratch into getting to know people, and you are good at it. And that's what helped you have such success right away. So one of the things that I wanted the audience to hear was, you don't have an excuse. No. You have to go out there and build relationships, whether you've been here your whole life or you've just gotten here, whether you have a huge sphere, whether it's your personality or it's not. Relationships is a God-given thing. Absolutely. Everybody is capable of forming relationships. And so I wanted people to hear how you just embraced that process and how the reward that you got your very first year And that doesn't happen very often, as you now know.
Now I know that.
Right? 3 or 4 deals is pretty good, but 15 is remarkable. And it's a testament of your ability to build relationships. So I wanted you guys to hear that. And do you have any other advice for somebody who might be making an excuse? Well, I don't know anybody, or, you know, or any advice at all, any advice you feel like giving.
So I always tell my clients, because we do work with a lot of people who are transplanting here, and they're like, well, I don't know anybody, I don't know anything. Find something that makes you happy, whether that's a mom's group, whether that's a networking group, whether that's a place that you want to volunteer, or your kid's school or something. Start there. Start small, build a few friends. And then from there, find a few more somewhere else. And then from there, find a few more. And then before you know it, you've got this village of support.
Good.
And all these people that love you and embrace you and are willing to help you, whether that's in business or personal or whatever. Because you can't be a mom in real estate and not have people that you can rely on.
Absolutely.
There's no way to do this on your own. So you have to form those relationships, both for clients and for your sanity.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
Yeah.
Well said, well said. Well, I'm going to tell you, Kristen, you are an inspiration, and you did make me think about being more intentional one-on-one time with my kids. So thank you for that. Thank you guys for watching. Again, Mortgage Advantage, I'm really grateful to you guys for supporting us, and we are on iTunes through podcasts, and we are obviously on Facebook. Please tell other moms in real estate about us. If you know a mom in real estate anywhere in the nation that needs to be on this show, or needs to hear from these women that are so remarkable, spread the word. You can get cute shirts and accessories on shopmomsinrealestate.com, and you can let us know if you know anybody who would be blessed by being on the show or watching it. Thank you guys so much. Have a